see how back you are, right? Like, just what was this rehab like for you as far as kind of having that baseline of going through it once, but also understanding that, yeah, this is going to be your last chance too?
It was very long and difficult at times, obviously, because it's a big injury and the recovery process takes a while. But like you said, I kind of had the little framework of what it was supposed to look like and how it was supposed to go because I did it a couple years ago. But as far as this one goes, I had so much help and extra resources at LSU, which I think sped up the process a little bit. And then after getting recovered, it was just more of a mental recovery and getting back into things. And so I think I'm in a good spot and where I want to be.
You know, maybe it's something you don't want to think about much, but how was it last year when everybody was kind of suffering with injuries and you're one of them you have to watch, and obviously your team performs well, you make it all the way down to Fort Worth, but what was that like going through that and having to watch?
I think at the beginning it was definitely difficult and different because I hadn't been in that position yet thus far in my career, but I quickly learned that I could still contribute to my team in other ways, and so that's kind of where my mindset switched, and I just wanted to be there for them as best I could and contribute even if it wasn't with my gymnastics, and to see them get as far as they did, it was awesome. I think everybody really came together and was really motivated to just do as well as we could for each other.
From 101 to Ohio State to the meet in Utah to last week, what was your mental framework like, your confidence in terms of, you know you've done all these performances and routines before and everything, but to get back and say, yeah, I don't have to worry about the Achilles anymore, I have to do, yeah, how did your confidence build to that point? I mean, had it been the same, or had you built up, was this like the ultimate, what you've seen so far this season in the Kentucky meet?
I think for me personally, my confidence has built each week as we've gone. Obviously, like you mentioned, I've competed all these same skills before and done them at a pretty good level. So for me, it's just been giving myself a little bit of grace as I get back into competing. And like I mentioned, my confidence has grown every single meet, and it felt really good to be out there during Kentucky.
So I guess like after last week and the last couple weeks, like what's next for you, or like what are you working towards after a perfect 10?
Kind of like I was just mentioning, I think confidence is something that you can continue to work at no matter the level of your performance. So I think that's going to be the biggest thing for me, is just to continue to grow my confidence and consistency in practice to be able to feel super confident every Friday night.
How do you feel about the depth on the team right now? I read your quotes after the game. I think you said you were relaxed during the floor because everyone had kind of hit in front of you, right? So does the depth kind of build on itself in terms of scores and how well this team can do?
Yes, for sure. We have so many people that can do amazing routines, people that you guys haven't even seen yet, which I think is really, really cool. And to speak to Floor on Friday night, like I said, I went out there with no like anxiety, no pressure, like none of the above, because of the 5 hit routines before me, so it just allowed me to compete as free as possible and have fun.
The depth is one thing, but can you speak to the talent? It seems like kind of they've really upgraded the talent around you guys, and it's not 1 or 2 girls trying to pull everybody with them.
Yeah, no, for sure. We have so many amazing gymnasts. Sometimes I sit back and practice and just look around, and there's so many cool things going on. Like, you look one direction, somebody's sticking like one of the hardest dismounts, or just people doing crazy gymnastics, and it's really, really good. We're really talented, and I think that it's brought a level of competition in a good way in practice, to just everybody pushes each other to get better and compete better. So it's been really cool to have so much talent.
I think there are times at different disciplines, it was either you or Haley leading the huddle before you guys kind of get out there. How do you guys kind of balance that, sharing the load of being a leader on this team?
When it comes to meet day, I think it's definitely just whoever feels like they want to speak. We always have the idea that everybody can say whatever they want and lead the team in whatever way that they want. And so in those little huddles after each event, it kind of is just who's feeling it in that moment. Give a little motivational couple words to the team before we go to the next event.
Can we talk about your expressions a little bit? I don't know. I don't know if it was your last pass, but obviously when you nailed it, Jay obviously wants you to sell it more, right? But you sold it plenty, I guess.
Right. I think for me, that was just, I can't even really describe the emotions that I was feeling, but overall it was excitement and you could see it like all over my face. But again, kind of going back to the depth, and like I said, my teammates did so great in front of me, so I was literally just having a blast. And it was, again, a moment that I'd been looking forward to for a while after getting hurt, so all those emotions were just excitement.
But I see on Beam too, like I guess after every little piece, you like, is it a sense of accomplishment?
Yeah, I feel accomplished and excited. It's always really cool to just go into the PMAC in front of so many people and do what you do every single day in the gym. That feeling never gets old either, and so after I do my routines, I get pretty excited.
And I think that's maybe something we take for granted because we see it every Friday. We don't go on the road with you guys, but Kentucky's coach even mentioned it. He's like, it's a show. You know, like, I mean, is it different here?
I think for me personally, I love the PMAC and competing in front of our fans. I think they're the best fans in the country, so it adds a little bit more excitement for me whenever we're home. But again, I love competing with my team, and so wherever we go, I feel like we're just as excited and proud of each other whenever we do well.
Scott, you good? Yeah. No, very good. Anybody else?
Just taking the show on the road, then I guess Missouri, you know, first SEC road meet. How much did Utah and all that kind of help, you know, prepare for maybe some of the girls that aren't ready for this kind of thing?
I think Utah was a great experience. We were there for longer than we will be, so the trip is going to look a little bit different, but competing with different teams on the floor I think was really cool to get used to because we're about to get into SEC competition. So I think we'll just take the good from Utah, take the good from this week, and build on that at Missouri.
And last time we did this, Jay was talking about not overemphasizing being, just letting you guys kind of evolve into what you are. How did that work for the team this week? Obviously, everybody did well.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a wake-up call for us because we're such a good beam team, and we know that. We just hadn't shown it. So there wasn't really anything that we did differently. We just stuck to us and did our normal beam. That's what you guys saw on Friday was our normal, so it didn't feel different.